And welcome back. So, we're starting the first turn. Now, at the start of a turn, you first check the general status. So we advance the average tech level counter, which is this one, to the next tech level if it's a turn dividable by 3. We are currently at turn 1, so no. We add a new expedition to the available expeditions every 6th turn, round 6, return at turn 1. And new prestige projects not yet available to the player if made so by average tech level, nope. Next we check for reinforcements. No reinforcements available here. Neither Legion, Fleet or Leader. So, start of turn phase is done, let's go to the event phase. The event phase is going to be really funny. We start with the current event check. Now, for the current event check, we take a little look on the current persistent events. Here. There are none there. Nothing happens. Next we go to the random event movement. No random event movement because there's nothing there. Next we go to the directed event movement. Nope, none either. Now let's go to the random event table E1. We roll on E1. Let's open the chart window menu for this. And there it is. Now, this is a chart 1. So, we now roll 2d6 to see if we get an event, a minor, 2 minor, or a major event. 2d6, no DRM currently to add. So, 2d6. We got 6, 5, 11. We got 1 major event and a minor event. So, the major event is determined first. Let's roll 1d10 and 1d6. So, major event first. 1d10, a 6, and a d6, a 3. That's a 9. What's our main event? On turn 1. Yes. It's 9. Pirates! A great pirate captain has united the different clans into a single force, sailing for our sectors. Now. Put pirate leader, 3 pirate fleets, and 3 pirate legions into a random rim sector. Pirate units attack invade only sectors under Imperial rule. Destroyed pirate fleets are put onto turn track and reappear in random rim sector during current event check 2 turns from now, like player fleets. Destroyed pirate legions do not reappear. Event ends once all pirate units have been destroyed in a single I think they mean turn. Okay, so there's that. So we have pirates on the map. Let's check pirates. Event pirates. So we close the A chart, and first we go to the event markers. Pirates. Pirates, currently persistent events. Now, as you've just read, pirates has a special ending thing. So basically this event cannot end by using a current event check. So we'll have to defeat the pirates. Oh, what fun we'll have. At least I hope we do. So let's look, pirate leader, 3 pirate fleets, 3 pirate legions, random rim sector. So, we need to determine a random rim sector. First, let's determine with a d10, 7. So, 7, either 7-1 or 7-6. 1. Oh, that's still far too close for my opinion, but then again, it's not like I can choose. So we have 7-1, we have on the western rim 1 pirate fleet, 2 pirate fleets, 3 pirate fleets, 1 pirate legion, 2 pirate legions, 3 pirate legions and a pirate leader, which is a bitch, truth be told. So, yeah, and they're all on the rim there. So, they have entered the rim sector. Now, how do we continue? Okay, so this means the random event has happened. From now on, these guys will act once we go to the next event phase, which means from turn 2 onwards. Right now, we're going to the minor event, which we've also rolled for. Now, the minor event we'll roll with 1d10. Let's roll. A 6. Recruitment drive. We may raise units this turn only at full strength immediately. Unfortunately, or luckily for us, we haven't lost any units yet, which need to be raised. Not to mention that we really don't have a funding available right now to do so if we would have wanted to. So there's that. So what do we do then? Well, for starters, I'd say that's it for the event phase. Yeah, major event, minor event, all done. So, let's come to the stellar phase. In the stellar phase, we do 2 things. First of all, we declare the Imperial funding, our current Imperial funding, and the current Imperial funding per turn, which means that we take a look at the Imperial funding overview. The Imperial funding per turn is a funny little thing on, I think, chart 2. Yes, as you can see, the Imperial funding is base 3. There's no stock market crash, no trade pact, homeworld is not occupied, treasury doesn't support or oppose us, political and military standing isn't that high. As you can see, Imperial tech level 7 and 14 add 1, as do the secret projects energy exchange and refinery. And no social value, no. Basically, we're at 3. So at 3 we remain. Meaning that we have currently 3 points of Imperial funding. Now what do we do with those 3 points? Well, it's the stellar phase. That means we can take stellar actions. What stellar actions can we take, you might ask yourself? Well, we can either move by selecting a sector containing fleets and or legions and activate that sector. We can, for example, where is it? Invade or bombard a sector. We can, for example, try to annex a single empty target sector. We can... okay, I see. The homeworld does not need the homeworld marker, because it's always under Imperial rule. So we can basically take that away. You know, I think he'll need a homeworld marker for this next. So let's undo that. I think it's currently okay though. So, we can repair legions and or fleets which are in systems under our control where no enemies are adjacent. So basically we move units. We move units and try to help our empire. So as you can see, our leader has a battle bonus of 1 and can currently command 3 units. Now, with the fact that the rebels are this close, I mean the pirates, I do not really... fuck, combat strength 8. Even if I go with all fleets and the leader, I go only to combat strength 5, so he would roll on the +3 combat table. This is this one. That means this is going to hurt no matter what I do. Oh, great. Now, let's see. I do need to somehow try and help my systems. So for starters, I'll activate my homeworld. Place the Imperial funding on 2. So as you can see now, our Imperial funding is now on the same level as our current standing. And I'll move both fleets with a leader and the 2nd and 3rd Legion to sector 6.3. You might wonder why I'm doing that. The answer to that is... oh. Sector 6.3. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is rather easy. You see, I'm going to put those 2 legions, well, or at least I'm going to put both, or... no, I'm going to put the 3rd Legion onto the sector. Meaning... bam! Down it goes. So now 6.3 has currently Legion, the 3rd Legion, which it controls it. I am thinking I could move this Legion also. These are only 2.0. You know, for additional security reasons, I'm going to move the whole fleet another system and put the 2nd Legion down on 5.3. So, and as my last action, let's look, they have only 2 movement. No, that's it. So basically, for 1 funding, I can activate the homeworld system, and activating all units can pick up some and move them around, and even move them off, because this is not an invade action. It can't be an invade action, because these are under my control, but I can move them off anywhere at any point where I control that. If these were not under my control, I would need to invade and or bombard these worlds to get them under my control. And right now I don't really want to do that. What I do want to do though, is somehow try to annex my next door neighbor, sector 5.4. Now, you might wonder, why would I do that? Well, simply, first of all, I get a bonus. So first of all, I take a fun point of funding down to 1. Yeah, our funding is getting low and lower. You know, he's missing a 0 too. Very strange actually. So, I'm going for an annexation attempt. To annexation attempt something, or to annex another sector, we currently look at the rules for annexation attempt. Those are annexation, stellar action. No, before these. Yes. The Empire can attempt to annex a single empty target sector. Target sector must either be adjacent to a sector under Imperial rule or have an Imperial fleet present. Annexation attempt resolves by resolving on the annexation attempt table as per A1. This costs 1 point of Imperial funding, regardless of the outcome. And we can invest additional points of Imperial funding for DRM points. Now, let's see whether we might want to do that. Currently, sector 5.4 is our target sector. Let's see. To re-roll 2d6. The possible outcome is, if we have a 2 or lower, it's a catastrophe. We add a Rebel Legion. 9 to 3, failing the annexation, nothing changes. 11 to 10, the sector is annexed, but nothing else happens. 12 or forward, we gain a victory point. So basically, they welcome us as our global noble leaders. So, the modifiers are bombardment +6, but if we bombard a sector, we get -1 victory point, so there. This is only for sectors that are neutral. Basically, Imperial might will almost always guarantee you gain a victory point, but you also lose it because you've done it by invading and or bombarding them. So we get a +1 to the DRM for every adjacent sector under Imperial rule, or if a player fleet is present, and we get a -1 per every adjacent sector annexed this turn. We get a -2 if he successfully invaded a sector that is adjacent to the target sector during the turn, and the leader adds his command value, or combat value. Basically, he would add +1. So basically, we only get +2 for... no, we get +3, because 3 sectors to 5.4 are adjacent to Imperial rule. Now, as I've said before, the adjacency here can be different, Adjacent is meant as next to. Sectors diagonally to one another are not adjacent as per A1. So, there you have it, meaning only those on the normal cross. So, we have 3 sectors adjacent, that means we get plus 3. So, we roll 2d6 plus 3. 2d6. We get a 1, 4, it's a 5, plus 3 is an 8. 8 is under 9 to 3, annexation failed, nothing changes. Not even investing in this with additional funds would raise our DRM high enough to get this system. Basically, we suck. Now, I can invest the final point, and frankly I should, because you can't... how do I say it correctly? It's, if I remember correctly, funds you've gained are not spared. Basically, yeah, basically it's the Imperial funding per turn always sets your funding to that point, and it basically ignores how much you've left over from the turn before. So it's more like a public sector spending. So you lose everything not already spent. So I've got 1 point, but I think I'll spend that during the political phase, because that's still coming and we need to basically get that going as well. Now, we enter the political phase. First, during the political phase, we check the Senate for changes. And to check the Senate, we make a Senate check like I did to prepare ourselves. The Imperial Senate is here, up there. Now, we check for the Senate. Do we check the complete Senate or do we only check one senator? Check Senate. Roll once for every senator on the Senate table. So, let's see. On the 1 to 3, he changes to oppose. On 4 to 7, he goes neutral. And on 8 to 10, he goes to support. Now, let's roll for the interior. 4! Bastard changes, goes neutral. War. 3! No, he remains opposed. And the Foreign Relations Minister. 7. He stays neutral. Great, so the Minister of the Interior has decided, because there are pirates on the loose, that he hates our guts. That's great. Not to mention that because the Minister of War opposes us, we get -1 DRM to all combat rolls and -1 military standing, so we don't even want to attack right now. Just great, just a great start. So, Senate has been checked. Let's check diplomacy. Now, to check diplomacy, we make a roll on the diplomacy chart, D1. Now, the diplomacy chart D1 is here. Let's make a roll on the diplomacy chart. Roll 1d10. Doink. 8. Start a project. Well, unfortunately, they can't. So, what happens if they roll something they can't do? You know, you know what's actually missing. That's fascinating. The result says to start project. If a nation has no prestige for your expedition running, choose one available at random from those on the expeditions and prestige track and put the marker on started for a corresponding nation. The problem is there is currently no project available to them. So basically, treat as nothing happens, I'd say. Well, so nothing happens. So that's that. Well, that's a strange one. Next we go to the standing. Now, you might have already noticed something, the political and military standing. That basically means how secure, how stable is our empire, and how is our military might both perceived and in reality. Now, it has a base value of 2, and we'll start with a military standing. Now, check military standing. Actually we start with a political standing. Now, it's base 2. If the Minister of the Interior supports or opposes us to changes, no. Per war, no. Trade pact, no. Per 10 sectors under revolt, no. 25 sectors, no. Eliminated fleets or legions on turn track, no. Yes, we have no eliminated player fleets and or legions on the turn track, so it gets +1, so we are at 3. Per enemy fleets and sectors under Imperial rule and homeworld occupied, neither of those are happening, so we have a political standing actually of currently 3. Isn't that just dandy? Roll 1d6 versus your political standing. If the result is higher than your current political standing value, make an unrest check. Well, let's see. Our current political standing is 3, so 4 plus. 5! Of course, because why not? Let's make an unrest check. An unrest check goes as following. We roll, first of all, for a randomly determined sector. So, randomly determined sector. D10, D6, 9, 6. Basically this one, on the eastern rim. Make an unrest check as normal. So, our political standing currently is 3. So, now again, unrest check 1d6. 1. Decrease unrest. Well, there's no unrest, so nothing happens. Toodaloo. So yeah, basically they most likely had some sort of philosophical debate perhaps or something like that, but in the end, nothing really happened. Next we go to the military standing. Now this is getting more interesting. Our military standing currently is at 2. Now, if the Ministry of War supports or opposes us, it changes. So it goes to 1, because the Senator for War opposes us. We are at 1. For every war we get +1. Nope. Trade pact minus. Nope. Every 4 fleets. Nope. 5 legions. Nope. For every eliminated player fleets legions we get -1, or basically 4 eliminated player fleets or legions. No. Per enemy fleets and sectors under Imperial rule or enemy legions occupying sectors under our rule. Neither of those two things are happening right now, so no. Basically, it's at 1. Great. You may ask yourself, why is that bad in my opinion? Well, basically it means we now have to do a military standing table check. Meaning that if we get a number that is higher than our current military standing, we invite pirates into our domain. Let's roll a d6 against our military standing. 3. And wouldn't you know it, 3 is higher than 1. So basically, on a randomly determined rim sector in our stellar mat, a pirate flotilla arrives. On 5-4. Now 5-4 is this one, but that doesn't work, so the closest would be 5-6. 5-10. Actually, let's roll another d6 to determine whether it would be 4-6, 5-6 or 6-6. 2, 4-6. So we move another one. there. As you can see, we have a random pirate fleet. Now, there's a very important distinction here right now that we need to look at, and that distinction can very easily be missed. You see, this pirate fleet is a minor pirate fleet, so it's not part of the pirates that currently are plaguing us. So I'm placing a pirates marker down here, like I've done here, and not on this one, just so I know that these and these are very different pirates. So let's take another look. So we've done the standing, we now enter the political phase. Now we come to high diplomacy, if you want to call it that. What can we do right now? Well, we can attempt diplomacy. We can influence the Senate, we can start prestige projects or expeditions. We can continue prestige projects or expeditions. We can attempt societal change, which is damn near, that's really hard basically. We can try to influence a persistent event. Not this one, unfortunately. We can sabotage a diplomatic project of an opponent. Nope. We can improve the Imperial tech level. You know what? Let's do that. I think that's a good one. You might ask yourself, why would I do that? Well, the answer is very easy. You see, certain tech projects, the prestige projects, are available earlier than normal if we reach the corresponding tech level. For example, usually the energy exchange is available on turn 6. So, however, if we reach tech level 2 beforehand, we can start the project earlier. And actually, we are going to do that just yet. We are improving our current tech level. Now, what does improving our current tech level mean? That's actually very easy. We now roll 1d10 with the next tech level as the roll difficulty as shown on the technological development table, that is T1. Basically this one. So the target difficulty against level 1 is 1 or higher. So basically for 1 point of Imperial funding, this one, we basically move him to the numbers track. We have no Imperial funding left, but now roll a d10. 4 beats 1 means I can now move my current Imperial tech level to 1. So as you can see, our Imperial tech level is now 1 because it has advanced. If it goes to 2, we activate the energy exchange secret project. And isn't that great? Because I sure as hell do think it is. So, that also means that we have lost all further points of funding. Now, after we've taken political action, we go to the end of turn phase. We now check for the game end. If the current turn is turn 20 and the age is 3, we go to scoring to return. Afterwards, the game ends. But this isn't the case, so we can skip that step. If no system is under Imperial rule and the homeworld is occupied, the game ends as well. It isn't, we can skip that one. Now, scoring can be skipped too, because basically it's not turn 20 of any age. So we advance the age. No, we don't, because it's not turn 20 or 40. But we can advance the turn. Basically, open this one, go to current turn, and advance. Ta-da! It's now turn 2. And thus we start from the start of turn phase again. Now I'm going to basically kill the current video here to sample what I can, and we'll return with the second turn next time.